You have to be super careful, ladies, because there's a lot of married men that are on dating apps who are posing to be single just to get a little bit on the side or something in the meantime, waiting to see if things are going to work out with his wife. And you'll know nothing about it. He'll come off as completely single. He might even lie to you and say he's been divorced for a year. Meanwhile, he is fighting his wife on a divorce. He won't give it to her. So yeah, if he is separated, he's still married. If he, hasn't went and got papers done and the divorce is not final, he's still married. Okay, so you got to be very careful because a lot of these married men are on dating apps just maybe seeing what's out there, but they're actually still married and they're still attached and they have no plans of making you their wife. Okay, there's even some of these men now that are on gay dating apps because they're secretly on the down low. They'll have a whole family, a whole wife, and they're trying to get with other men. So yeah, just be mindful of that, guys, too, that there's a lot of married men that are on these gay dating sites, just targeting people and taking advantage of people and pretending that they're single when they're not single at all. All right, here's some videos that'll back up what I'm saying. It's quite common out there now. It happened to me. I got taken by a married man who posed for 3 years that he was married, and even his whole family didn't tell me he was married and watched us get engaged. So yeah, this can happen, and the lie can go on for a really, really long time. So just be mindful. Ask all of the questions when you're vetting someone and follow your gut. Trust your gut. If something feels off, it's because it's off. All right, check out these videos. Love yous. Bye.
This is a PSA to all the married men. Leave single women alone. It's not enough for us out here. We still trying to get married. You already got a woman. Now you want to take single women when you got a woman? That's being very guilty and selfish. Now you also messing up the dating scene where women don't even value marriage anymore because they're talking to y'all and you're lying about being married. So now they think everybody's married. So this is just a PSA. Married men, leave single women alone. There's all single men trying to get some, trying to find them a wife. Yes, we know you have the resources. Yes, you're manipulating the situation. Yes, you can see an opening to mess up a situation that's just so careless that a woman is looking for love, and you can use that to your advantage. Single women are for single men, not for married men.
Married men, please leave these single women alone. I am so sick and tired of you destroying these single women and you got a whole family at home. You feed the woman a bunch of lies, she start to like you because married men have magical game. I don't know what it is. It's like they get married and their mind becomes so enhanced with lies and manipulation. They are really good at it. They are really good at it. Super good at it. Leave these single women alone. Let the single men like myself get the single women. You know how many single women I know are involved with a married man? Either they know he's married, but he said, I got problems at home and they don't be feeding me, or he simply just told her he's single. And thing is, married men, they have so much, they gotta try so hard to keep everything covered up, so they really good at it. Really good at it. I've seen women date men for years and don't even know he has a whole family at the house. Whole family at the house. She didn't know. And you can't say the women are dumb because these guys are very good at hiding stuff. They are master manipulators. They are master liars. And I am single, struggling to get a woman because this man with 2 kids in a house, 2 cars, 2 dogs, out here lying to these women, got them in love with him and he got a wife. I'ma start snitching. That's what I'ma start doing. I am. I promise you I'ma start snitching. If I know you married and I see you talking to a single woman, I'm telling. Give me a chance. I'm single and I should be mingling with the single women. You is married. You sign an oath with God to be in that woman's life and you out here chasing tail. And you got tail at the house. Stay your tail at home, man. I'm so tired of y'all married men. Man, out here destroying all these single good women with your lives. Oh yeah, I'm single, man. I've been single for a while. Man, me and my wife, man, we separated. You ain't separated, boy. You ain't never went to that office. Y'all separated because you're mad at each other. That ain't separation, brother. Just because you're mad and you step out at the bar and you want to tell everyone you're single, that ain't separation. That's cheating. That's infidelity. Adultery. It's all that. Stop. You better stop. I'm getting tired of y'all. Married men, y'all got game. I don't understand. Y'all game be immaculate. I be intrigued. I be trying to take notes from y'all. Hell. Y'all got it. I'm gonna start telling. I'm gonna start breaking up homes. I promise you, I will do that.
Where do you go if you want to find a husband? Tinder. You will find all kinds of husbands on Tinder. All these married men swiping away like they're single. So messy.
Married, but still shopping around? That's out of order. I'm Melanie Bridgen, family law solicitor. So they're married, but they're still on a dating website. Let's not pretend that's harmless, because it's not. You don't accidentally create a profile. You don't accidentally upload your photo. You don't accidentally start swiping. That is a series of deliberate choices. And in a marriage, that's not curiosity, it's betrayal. Because while one person is investing in the relationship, the other is quietly advertising themselves to anyone who'll take a bite or a swipe. And here's the uncomfortable truth. It's not just about cheating. It's about keeping your options open while expecting you to stay loyal. Security for them, uncertainty for you. And when it comes out, watch how they react. They'll say it means nothing, I was just looking, it's not what you think. They could even blame someone else, their friends. But no, it is exactly what you think. Because marriage isn't a placeholder while they browse for something better. Don't let anyone downplay it. If they're on a dating site, they've already stepped outside of the marriage. I'm Melanie Bridgen, family law solicitor. Follow me for more on family law.
Apparently married men are flooding gay dating apps. And this article in the Metro that I came across the other day is a gay man basically saying finding a married man on a gay dating app is like finding a cloud in the sky. And he says every other DM that he gets is from a married man. And went into the comments, and there were loads and loads of comments from other gay men saying exactly the same thing that he was. But the ego boost thing that's on the headline is basically him saying that the reason they do it, in his opinion, is for an ego boost, because what happens is they spend weeks talking, chatting, flirting, and just at the very last minute they will pull out and no pun intended, they'll ghost him. They'll ghost him, not pull out, they'll ghost him, and that will be the end of it. And he's basically saying other gay men will experience the I should really start again, shouldn't I? But I won't. I'll carry on. What he said was they'll keep texting to the very last minute, and then they'll just stop and ghost him. And so in his opinion, that's just these married men looking for an ego boost. I didn't even know that was a thing. I think it's bonkers that it's a thing, but it is apparently.
Do you know how many women I see catch their spouses scrolling on dating apps just to see what's out there, or because they're bored? I had a client come in and tell me that their husband was scrolling through these dating apps while they were laying in bed. When she confronted him, he said, "Oh yeah, I'm just bored. I just want to see what's out there." She comes in and she says, "That's a red flag, right?" I said, yeah. So then I go on it myself. I tell my husband ahead of time that I'm just looking to see if I can find some clients' profiles. You'd be surprised how many of these guys' profiles were on these dating apps long before they were getting divorced. If you see your spouse going on these dating apps, red flag, people.
I've been asked the question a lot lately, if I find that my boyfriend or girlfriend, husband, wife has been on a dating app, is that really considered cheating? And yeah, it really is. Come on, guys. If we're in a committed relationship, if we choose to spend our life or at least spend time with someone exclusively, and they're on a dating app, what are they, looking for a better offer? I mean, come on, this is wrong. Love and respect equal relationships. They go together. They're in the same sentence. They should be in the same sentence always. We deserve that. So no, it's not okay. They're not just looking. I'm just looking. Well, look someplace else. Look into my eyes. Look at my boobs. Look somewhere. But don't look on a dating app. It's disrespectful and rude.
From the man's perspective, what would make a freshly married man decide to hop in somebody's DMs, decide to have a side chick, decide what would make a man do that? Like, what would a man's mindset have to be?
I think the unfortunate reality of this is that having a woman is a walking advertisement for other women, right? So at the end of the day, if his moral compass is not right, and this type of man we talking about, his moral compass is not right. So me having this wife or me having this girlfriend, she is a walking advertisement for other women, and that's what my issue comes in at, right? We love to sit here and act like, oh, I didn't know, I didn't do this. We can't give women credit for being FBI detectives on one end, and then on the other end, say, I didn't know that man had a wife. Okay, so you know how many chicks liking his pictures, you know which chick comment too crazy, you know his auntie name, you know how many kids he got, you know all of this, but you don't know he married?
Well,
let me explain something to you. Men are not that good at hiding things.
Some are. Some of them is good as are.
Man,
We ain't gonna say all, but come on.
It's very easy to hide some that y'all not really looking for real.
That man went on a date with you and he was married.
More than once.
More than once.
Listen.
And what did he tell you that he was married?
So I have found sometimes it accidentally slips out. So I was on a date with this guy probably like 4 hours, dinner, drinks, and then we were at a bar. We just weren't really feeling it. So we're just kind of standing there and talking. And he just looks at the time. He's like, yo, damn, I gotta get home to my wife. And I was like, what did you just say? Sorry. What did you just say?
You what? Hey?
Wife? And kids? And dog? And mortgage? What is happening right now?
You know, one thing that society has normalized that will always baffle me is married men sliding into random women's DMs on social media, especially when they got their whole wife and their kids in their profile picture. Like, what kind of results are y'all actually getting from that? Because off the top of my mind, I would think if I was a woman, that would be an absolute no-go. But it obviously must be working. So I don't know who to be more baffled at.
I had to speak on this today. So last night I'm on social media, IG and Facebook, and I'm seeing a plethora of posts that are talking about married dudes who are on dating sites. Now, I know that's a thing. I know. I'm not totally naive, but I didn't realize how much of a thing it is, or it was, or whatever. I just couldn't get over the fact that I wasn't on Facebook or IG most of the day yesterday. I was on at maybe 12:30, 1 o'clock, and then all of a sudden I get back on at 10:30, 11, and there are like 3 immediate posts from 3 different people who do not know each other, complaining about the married men that are on dating sites. Fellas, my brothers, you either are married or you're dating. If you do not have the propensity to be dedicated, loyal, and faithful to one woman, why did you get married? That's my question. It's so simple to me. Why did you get married? Why are you staying married if that's who you are not? I don't understand. The whole point, now, I'm not talking about poly marriages. I'm talking about monogamous. It's just me and you, married. It's enough women out here that want various different things to take a woman on a journey that she did not ask to go on. Meaning, if you're dating a woman and she's letting you know that she is looking for one man, and you know that you cannot be just with one woman, why would you continue with her? Or once you get married, and most importantly, you say those vows, but you are not that dude, why would you continue to be with her? I don't understand. I've never understood that. And so now we have a lot of my brothers who are on dating sites, but they're married. Why? The moment I was on 3 different dating sites when I was dating my wife, when I met my wife. Once I knew that this was serious, once I knew that it would only be her, I deleted my accounts. It's no different than if I'm looking for one job And once I get that job, for instance, the job I'm at now, once I got that job, I went ahead and got off of Career Builder, Monster, and Indeed. I was done. Fellas, we got to do better. We have to do better. I don't understand. Help me understand. Help me understand. I don't understand. That's all I got. Fellas, we've got to do better. Stop taking these women on a journey that they didn't ask to go on. Point blank, period.
I don't know if y'all are on that side of TikTok, but did y'all see that man that was cheating on his wife? He was on a Tinder date, and the wife walked up while the, Tinder date was in the bathroom. And he was just like, she was like, oh, are you on a Tinder date? He was like, no, as there's literally 2 meals, 2 drinks on the table. And then they going back and forth. She talking about the girls drinking, just nothing, small talk, whatever. And then he was like, whatever, dude, can you just leave? I don't want to cause a scene in front of everybody. Whatever, dude. As if you're not my husband, as if we're not married. That would have been the biggest scene I would have thrown in front of everyone. That would have been a whole movie, okay? And then what killed me is that she actually got up and left after he said that. Like, what I would have done would have made the news. Because as soon as you utter the phrase whatever to me, you would have got slapped. Immediately slapped in the lips. 2, I would have waited until that girl got back, and we're about to have a discussion about this, and not a calm discussion at all. We're about to have a loud, very vibrant discussion about what's going on, so I can know if I should mess you up along with this man, because I need to know if you knew about me or not. But if I found out that you knew about me after I get done tossing him up, you about to get tossed up too, along with this food. Y'all have to understand that being the bigger person, being the mature one in the situation is not always the best option. Throw a fit. Cause a scene, because somebody is genuinely playing with you, and you need to let people know that it is not okay to do that. Don't play about your respect, period.
I don't agree. I think that if she goes and finds her husband in that position, she should leave. Just leave the situation alone. There's no need to be on the news. There is absolutely no need to have any confrontation with the other woman who probably didn't even know that he was married. And don't get yourself in any trouble for anybody, especially not for a grown man, because while you're locked up in prison, he's going to move on and do the same thing that he has just done to you.
If you catch your spouse on a dating site, should you show them that you know?
No, absolutely not. You open the door without a word and you walk the F out of it. They don't need to know that you know. They'll already know themselves. The worst thing you can do to a person like that is take all of your greatness, all of your shine away from them. You don't need to get back at them. You don't need to key their car. You don't need to contact the other woman or whatever. You need to walk out. That's called having self-worth.
There are 2 lies a married man tells when he is hunting down his prey, which is usually a very attractive single woman who's never been married, never had children, but here they are. I'm going to tell you what they are, and I'm going to tell you what to say in return. The first one is, it's over with me and my wife. Yeah, we're still living in the same house, but, we've called lawyers and we sleep in separate beds and it's just totally over. We've been to counselling, we've tried everything, it's over. That's the first one. The second one is just the tip. Now, when you hear either of these things, this is what I want you to do. You're going to say, oh my God, do you expect me to believe that? It's like they all got together in a club and designed these 2 very lies. 1, to get you into their presence, and 2, to get into your pants. Falling in love with another person's spouse is not love. It's fear of intimacy. It is falling in love with the idea of love, not actual love itself. It is chasing after the unobtainable. And the same is true for any love relationship whereby there's a gate, there's something, there's an impasse, they're overseas or they're married or something. You're married. Married people chasing after other people, it is not love. Stay away from this thing. Get out of town, get on a plane, leave. If a man truly loved you, he would sort out the business and be absolutely single with divorce papers in his hand before he came for you. Single woman out there with never married and no children, you are worth more than somebody's seconds or somebody's slops. Hate to say it like that, but you're worth more than that. Like and follow for more life advice with Dr. Deb.